That's good. That's good.
Thank you, sir.
So I've been wondering about folks with solar panels, and so I thought about it. What is this a good thing to invest in? So this is what we're going to talk about this week. Welcome back if you're with us again this week. Another Hump Day Real Estate with Kendell in the DMV. Who's the lucky guest we have today?
You have George Scott with Apricot Solar featuring Freedom Forever.
George, I appreciate you for taking the time to come in and join us and give the folks some knowledge on solar. Now, George, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am originally started in financial services, retired, and I came back out because I do real estate investment as well. And I realized that I did some research on solar panels and how solar panels can help folks save money on their electricity bill. So I looked into it very heavily. So I said, well, wait a minute, this is what real estate agents need to use as well, because we need to show homeowners how they can get the savings from the tax incentives that they have. But I've been doing solar for about 2 years now, and it's been pretty rewarding here in the DMV. And like I said, we also are licensed in 35 states as well as District of Columbia.
Got you,
So
got you,
I
got you.
think to help a lot of folks get off the grid. That's what we need to do, get people off the grid.
Got you. And so tell me about this. What folk don't know what getting off the grid is. Tell us a little bit about what that entails.
But what that means is, and everyone have electric bill. So what happens is we don't understand the intricate parts of it, the taxes, the how they make the electricity. Has it go through the nuclear power. They go through the oil. They go through the gas. All this is man-made stuff. Well, with solar, we're able to understand that those harmful rays that come off the grid. Everybody see those big electrical wires all over the city, all over the town, all over the country. Well, those things are very harmful as well. But more importantly, what they do is they continually increase your electric bill every month. It increases, and what happens is that people get frustrated, and people had the bills electric cut off over time. But what we're trying to do now is let people know that the grid is there to help us, but at the same time, we need to get off the grid because it causes temperatures to go up. It causes effects to our body. It affects our asthma. It affects people who live around these big electrical wires. They have a lot of health problems as well. But the most important thing is the Inflation Reduction Act that Joe Biden put in place. This is designed so that it can get us off of these high bills that we pay every month to the electric company, to the whatever telephone company. All these fees, you've heard where Joe Biden has put it down to where the fees that the bank charges, those charges are being elevated where it comes out of the consumer pocket. Well, Joe Biden said that these fees are excessive, so they stopped these fees. And what they used to do is have solar panels on your roof, and they was attached to the house. And if you didn't pay, they put your house they can refi your house. Re, you know, re, they can take your house away from you. Better, basically what I'm saying. Well, in 2022, Joe Biden made it so that the solar panels are now an appliance. So if they go up there, it's a standalone loan. The homeowner is not put their house in jeopardy. Whoever put those solar panels up there can come back and take those solar panels off. So basically, we want to make sure that people understand that you're not paying two bills. You're only going to pay one bill. That's the electric bill for 25 years. After that, you totally off the grid, and all your energy is coming from the sun.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Now, before I get a little deeper into asking your question on that, I wanted to kind of so places like California and some other places they're big on electric cars and all of that. How does that affect if you know because looking at the grid with electric cars, you say, man, we'll have a blackout before we know it. But what does that look like? Do you know what that looks like with electric cars and all of that stuff?
Well, the electric cars, it's designed to, like, you go to the charging ports outside. California is probably a testing place where they get the electric cars. But when it comes down to charging a car, you go to the outside chargers, they can charge a car in within hours. I have a friend who have an electric car. I haven't switched over as of yet. But you also can have the charger within your home. So that takes away from, again, from getting off the grid. You having the charger in your home so that you don't have to go outside to the charging ports. Now, one of the things that's the big issue with charging EV cars is the infrastructure. They're not located all across the country. You know, as you like you mentioned, California. California have the most probably charging ports in the nation, and they also making it so that people are putting their batteries and charging ports within their homes. But when it comes down to going across the country, it's about making sure that the infrastructure have the charging ports all across the country so people can continue charging their cars up as they travel across the country. And I believe that it will get better in that regard, just like you have every gas station every 100 or so miles, you'll have charging ports probably in those same positions.
Do you think the solar will so because I'm thinking, like I said, you look at the grid now and all these cars go electric, I just see blackouts. So do you think the solar panels would help with that problem, or could it could it
Yes, remember, as I mentioned, you off the grid. Well, what that means is that you have to have some energy coming off the grid. But when you have massive people growing off the grid, okay, yes, it can blow it out. Okay, that's one thing. So that means that the grid is went down, nobody have electricity. But as you come off the grid, as people put solar panels in their homes, and we also have what you call community solar. This is also for people who rent. There's a program now in the DC area, all the way from Maine all the way down to Virginia, where folks can have live in an apartment and also take advantage of solar. It's called a solar community, and they get 25% off their electric bill.
gotcha, gotcha. And so what does something like that entail? So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, two variations. When you a person that's in an apartment cannot buy the solar panel because the roof don't belong to them. So basically, all they do is they turn over their electric bill, and what they do is the solar community comes in and look at the electric bill. All they do is change them to a different provider, and that provider would take 25% off before it go to, if, let's say you're on, if you're familiar with the area, BG&E, Pepco, that type of thing. So when you get your bill from Pepco, that's the bill you pay. When that is going to be caught in the middle, and the solar farm is going to get it, then they're going to take 25% off that bill. Then you'll have that bill that you'll pay for your electricity when you're in an apartment. When you're in a home, well, you put the solar panels on. And again, you only have one bill. You're only paying for the cost of the solar panels. You're not paying for the electric coming into the house anymore because you're taking the electric, like putting a gap in between it to where the electricity is not coming to the household, is being stopped, what we call adapters, and it stops it, and then it turns that DC into AC and runs your home.
So I got a 1,200 square foot home. What type of investment would that be for somebody like me?
Well, this is one of the reasons why we do Zoom calls as well. Okay. We have folks who give us their electric bill. Everything is run by AI, artificial intelligence. And in your case, what I would have to do is get your electric bill to see exactly how much power you're using in your home.
Gotcha.
We would match that power by putting the solar panels on the roof. We won't know how many solar panels it's going to take to match your power until we do the analysis. Once we do the free analysis, then we'll show you the benefits of going to solar. Then we show you the benefits of why it's the savings that you're going to have from going to solar. So a person like yourself who have a, let's say, a very, very small roof, okay, it probably won't charge you a lot to put the panels on, but at the same time, your electric bill continue going up. Our goal is to get you off the grid so that you're only paying a connector fee, which is normally around $10. So that's all you would pay, $10.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, at one point, folks were, when you get the panels installed, if the roof is bad, there's some repairs or roof replacement that has to been done. What's the story on something like that?
Well, that's the great thing about our company. We make sure that we have a professional roofing team come out and inspect that roof to make sure it will be qualified to hold those panels.
Mhm.
And if the roof does need replacing, you can contact a roofer of your choice, or you can use one of our certified roofers that can fix your roof up and make sure that it's all part of the loan as well. So no money down loan, no money down if you have to replace the roof or anything such as that. And there's a
Got
25-year protection guarantee as well. 10-year hole punch. So if we put the solar panels up, we guarantee that that area where those solar panels are, if that roof leaks for any reason, we'll come and replace it and make sure that it doesn't leak any longer. And if there's any usage that you lost in the process, we reimburse your usage and reimburse any monies that you were lost by the electricity not coming to the home.
Got you. So have we gotten away from, because I know at one point, uh, that there was incentives for actually having the solar panels installed. Are there any incentives right now?
Absolutely. I mean, great incentives, and that you mentioned. You got the federal government who gives you have to qualify for a 30% tax credit. You have state, whichever state you live in, every state have some incentives. And then you also have utility companies. Utilities also give you incentives. And the main reason they give you incentives whether you have solar panels or not, because they want to keep you on the grid for the most part. But those incentives are there for the purpose of making sure that you are energy efficient, making your home energy efficient so that uh, you're not losing energy out your home. Because as your energy seeps out of your home, ergo, your electric bill goes up every month. So it's a good thing to have an inspector come in to make sure your home is secure by installation, replacing the windows, replacing electrical thermostats, energy efficient appliances such as your washer and dryer, your refrigerator, your furnace, and even now you have the power outside. So all that is now going solar. Your electric mowers, uh, in California, no one can run a gas mower anymore, okay? And it's coming across the country. People are switching to electric lawnmowers, electric blowers. Everything is going electric.
So is this for everybody, or is this are you looking for certain people to provide the product to?
Well, I believe everybody. And I say that because we know homeowners can get sold, okay? They pay the rent, they pay the electric every month. Renters also pay electric bills. That's why we have the community solar. So everybody can participate. And honestly, if a person is in an apartment building and they're paying their electric bill goes up every month also, or every so often. Okay, it goes up. So that money going out of your pocket. So we can put the renter on a 25% discount. That's 25% money that's going to stay in their pocket. Maybe they can use that to save up to put on a down payment on a home, or something, or an emergency for the family if emergency comes up. But at the same time, you have the homeowner, where the homeowner can take advantage of all the incentives. They can take advantage of the 30% tax credit from the federal government. They can take advantage of all the state incentives and all the utilities incentives. So they have a threefold of why they should be taking advantage of these incentives, because not only are they going to save on their electric bill, and believe me, everybody that I have set up on the solar have saved anywhere between 50 to $100,000 over the next 25 years. That's money that can be going to somewhere like, for instance, me investing in real estate, or if a person want to invest in education for their child. These are extra money that's going to stay in the homeowner's pocket versus going to the electric companies, because you'll never get that money back once it goes to the electric company. So we want to show them how they can keep it in their pocket for themselves and for their family.
Now, as an investor yourself, do you think it's valuable tool to actually add to your renovations of your rental properties, or either your flip to new homeowners?
I think so. And the reason I say that is because an investor looking to pay as little taxes as he possibly can. So if you have a home solar panels on your investment property, then you get to take advantage of that 30% tax credit that the government gives you, and all the state taxes that they give you. And I know that a lot of investors are saying, okay, that when I rent my place out, it goes to the renter. Well, guess what? That renter now pay you. They pay you now for for the usage of that electric for your solar panel that you put on that roof. That if you sell that property, then guess what? You can increase the value of the solar panels to increase the value of the home. So it's a win-win for everyone when it comes to investing. The investor gets to write off the 30% tax credit, and they'll be able to save money and keep themselves extra money to the electric company. But I think it's a win because, like I said, when it comes to investing in property, an investor wants to make sure that all the taxes can be written off, and at the same time can help the renter stay in the property as well. The main thing is to keep someone in your property, so you have to pay the mortgage and so forth.
Now, if I decide to go out here and I'm flipping houses, right? And I come to you and say, on the houses I renovate, I want to get those solar panels. Is it easy for me to convert that solar panel agreement or whatever over to the new buyer? If that's the process I want to do as a flipper.
Absolutely. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it used to be where that those solar panels would be attached to the house, and they put a lien against the house. Where now, just like as I mentioned, solar panels are now an appliance. You can buy a refrigerator, put it in your house. Well, guess what? If you got to throw it away, you throw it away. That's not a good example. But but the example I want to share is that they would always attach it to the house. Okay, well now it's a standalone loan. So it's two ways to do it. If you want to sell the property, then guess what? I mean, just to be honest, if they don't want those solar panels on there, they got to find another property. Okay, but if they do want it, guess what? They will go ahead and buy the property, get the loan to take care of whatever left on the loan that you owe. Okay, and they get the benefits of still the savings of the electricity. They get the benefits of their rates not going up over the next 25 years. And then once that bill is paid off, or not a bill, that investment is paid off in those solar panels, they never have to pay for their electric again. Never ever.
So that might be a little hiccup. So you're saying that the buyer not only would have to get the loan for the house, they'll now have to figure out how to get a loan for the solar panels as well. So we haven't came into anything yet that we could uh make sure that the buyer could either take over the existing loan, or it would be easy for the buyer to get a loan after, because of course you don't want them to get any kind of loan going through before they settle on that house. So I guess
Right.
that's something we have to look into to find out what would
But
make.
it's coming. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things that haven't really hit the mainstream yet is called EEM mortgage, energy efficient mortgages. And that relies upon the appraisers, because the appraisers have to be able to add that value of those solar panels within the home and incorporate it within the home. So the solar panels in the home is in one loan. They have that, but it's not prevalent now to come out. And the reason is a lot of mortgage brokers don't even have that right now, because it's like a third party, but it is going to come mainstream, because you're going to have a lot of first-time home buyers are going to want to add those solar panels within that loan. So I'm working on the process now of working with some lenders that get familiar with how to evaluate those solar panels so that it can be added in if the homeowner want to sell their home. Instead of two separate loans going together, they can add it just one loan. But it's not a hard process, even with the two separate loans. And the reason is because the industry understands that people move and sell their homes. The industry understands that when a person want to sell their home, I mean, for us, for example, I know for a fact that if a homeowner want to refi their home, if they got those solar panels on, they will release that attachment to that home, let them get whatever loan they're looking to get into without any hookup saying that that loan is keeping the depreciation. They can take that off. Once they get qualified for the loan they're trying to get, they just place it back on. It's no big deal. But for a new person that's buying your property, if he comes in and want to buy your property, they can do it very easily. It's just switch over the loan into their name, no problem. And anyone that's buying a home that's got a 650 or a 660 credit score, automatically gonna get your solar panels, no problems. And they even bringing it down to like 600 credit score now because they're trying to get people off the grid.
Gotcha, gotcha. And you actually asked the question I was about to ask. I was thinking, hey, if somebody has a house and they need a roof, maybe they were having problems getting a loan for the roof. Would that actually be better? But you still need to meet the credit criteria in order to qualify.
Right. And like I said before, uh these and I'm not gonna call any solar company's name, but they made it so that you couldn't take it off. It made it hard for that solar panels to come off because hey, it's a chargeback. Okay. But right now, no chargebacks, easy transition, uh one or two ways. Include into the mortgage or separate it. And it's very, very easy for a loan officer and mortgage broker to know that. And I used to be I used to be a loan officer, so I do understand the process. It's not a hard process.
Right. And right. Well, and so Ben, and is that why you interested also in talking to lenders? Because you have an idea of how this could actually work, um, being
Yeah,
financed or appraised or
absolutely. Because it's coming to the point, like like anything else, something new. It takes a minute to come around. Okay, but solar panels and whatnot been around for over 10 years, and people have this misconception that hey, I have two bills. Well, you don't. You only have one bill. You got one bill to pay your electric. That solar panels in 25 years, once those solar panels paid off, you never have to pay electric again. And you can pay it off soon if you like. But for the most part, people understand that electric bill goes up every month. And I know for a fact in my house, I'm getting solar panels on my home right now. I got 32 solar panels on my home. Okay. But guess what? We was paying 300 some dollars. I got it down to 150 and $80, 80,000 going to be saved over the next 25 years. And now I thought that was pretty good compared to spending 300. Okay. I still got to pay it. Now I'm only paying for the solar panels. Okay. I'm only paying for the solar panels. So the money, spending $300 a month, I can save 150, set it aside. And the 150 only going to pay for the solar panels. I got all my electric going outside, inside, everything. And everything is included in one bill. That's the beauty of solar panels. Solar panels going to change. Well, it's changing the dynamics of how we're going to use electric and how we're going to run our home and our cars now.
gotcha, gotcha. Now, what if I know that one side of my home doesn't really get the sunlight that's actually needed? Does that play a part in being able to get the solar panels, or how does that work? If you came over and walked to somebody's house and you see they're not getting hardly any sun, what does that do for that person that might be interested?
I'm glad you asked that, Marcellus, because you're absolutely right. As I mentioned before, we use AI, artificial intelligence. The only way I can give a person analysis of their home is I need their electric bills to show their exact address.
Okay.
Once I put that address into our system is going to pull up that home. It's going to show exactly how much energy that house is using. It's going to tell us how many panels are placed on that roof to match the energy that you use in your home. Once we've matched the panels, then we come to you and let you know, well, this is what it costs on the grid. This is what it costs off the grid once we place the panels. We only make sure that it makes financial sense before we do anything. And a homeowner, just like we're talking right now, would talk to me by way of Zoom. I would show them the whole layout. They would make a decision at whether or not they want to stay on the grid or off the grid. But I know that Once we do that analysis, a person will lower their bill by way of only paying for the solar panels and make sure, and they will have extra money coming in every month, and they would make sure, and they have the incentives every month as well. So we know that solar panels are going to be the de facto moving into the future. It's the future. That's the only reason I'm doing this. The future is right here, right now, and I want to take advantage of it because hey, we need to help our people. Everybody that have an electric bill, that's money that's going to go out the bank, go out the house, go out the window. It's never going to come back. And we're showing how people can save money, get the electricity that they need to furnish their home, and make sure that they also can help the planet. I mean, the planet needs help too. Okay, right now the big thing on TV right today is the temperature in California. 115, Arizona 110, Las Vegas. It's ridiculous. And it's going to get hot on the East Coast too. And, I'm here in Maryland as well. Okay. It's going to get hot here too. And people are going to make those changes. And, you know, my dad used to always tell me, if you get hungry enough, you'll come out and eat. When that bill get too high, people are going to be looking for green alternatives. It's right here, right now. We have the alternative to go green and to help all homeowners to get off the grid and save money at the same time.
Let me ask you one quick question. Assisted living owners, because they're homeowners as well, will they possibly qualify for something like that? Could possibly help them, with some of their expenses.
When you say assisted living, is that what you just mentioned?
Yeah. But in residential, let's say somebody has a 3,000-4,000 square foot home that they're using for assisted living business, so it's still a home, but would they still qualify or?
Yeah. With that, it's kind of twofold because do they own the home or they just renting it?
They could own a home.
Okay, let's
So
say they
I'm
rent
thinking
it,
about the
they
ones that own the property. Yeah.
own it, and on a set income. Well, that would to me would be a lease. They would
Okay.
lease the equipment only to cover the electricity, which they would save on it. Okay. They will also get the local incentives from the state, whatever state they're in, and they get the utility incentive that whatever incentive that the utility offers. The 30% tax credit is for the purposes of owning the panels. But leasing would be way less expensive, less of a investment, but it still gets you off the grid.
Gotcha.
Get you
Okay.
off the grid, and you still, in other words, let's say you're paying in that small building that give you the example. Let's say you're paying $80 for the electric. Well, I put you on the grid. I mean, if it's enough panels to put on the roof, then you can expect that bill to go down to like zero. Because once we get 100% offset, you only paying for the connection to the grid. And let me explain something real quick. The solar panels cannot run by themselves. They cannot run just by the sun. They need some type of energy coming in. Okay. Like, for instance, the grid. You have a small connection to the grid no matter what. But if you're using all your energy off the grid, that's going to be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So when we get you on the solar panels, we take that energy connection all the way down to like 6, 7, $8. So that's all you're paying just to be connected to the grid. If I say you're paying $40 a month for the solar panels, that's what you're paying for the electricity to come to the house, and you still got your house covered. $40 that pay for the solar panels and $40 you saving. That's just a small example, but it's designed just like that. We want a small imprint on the grid. We want a big imprint of the solar panels. So that way, you using all your energy is coming from the solar panels. Your energy, all the solar panels rejuvenate at night. They charge up at night, and then when the sun comes out, because at night most of everything's cut off. Okay, so with that said, a person who on a set income, low income, if they got a 600 credit score and own a home, we can put them in it. and save
Got
money
you.
and save money.
Got you. Appreciate that. Let the folks know how they can reach you.
Well, you can reach me at 301-252-2821, or my website is apricot.solar george.scott.solar@apricot.com.
Mr. George, I appreciate you for a wealth of knowledge, and hopefully the folks can get the information that they need to make a sound decision for whether they should put solar panels on their home. Again, I appreciate you again, and this is Hump Day Real Estate with Kendell and the DMV. We're signing off. See you again next week. Thanks again, Mr. Scott. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Wendell. Have a great day.
Yes, sir.